Good evening, everybody. This is Angel Santiago. I'm with Corey from the Sim Racing Media Network, live from Bristol Motor Speedway, here to bring you the iRacing Virtual Cup Series. Corey, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good here tonight, Angel. Looking forward to some hard, fast-paced, wall-banging action around this coliseum.
Sounds about right for Bristol. We'll go over the race info here real quick. We got weather's at 87 degrees, so this track's going to be a little slick. Track temperature right now at 92 degrees, a little bit extra miles per hour in the speed. Actually, the track temperature just updated. Track temp is up to 114, Corey. This is going to be a fun one. So let's go ahead. We'll bring in the grid for you today for qualifying.
Starting on pole tonight in the number 5, that'll be Timothy Latham on to his outside. In the number 8, Justin Boyles. Row 2, starting P3, that'll be the 01 of Philip Loy on his outside. In the 3 car, that'll be Brian Mabry. Row 3 in the number 29, that'll be Carl Dodson on his outside. In the 15, Will Barlow. Row 4, it'll be the 28, Kendall Ron on his outside. Dave Fusion, the 14. Takes us out to the end.
Jason D. Baker in the number 85 is going to be in 9th. J.D. Baker in the number 78 is going to be in 10th place. Tony Patton in the number 86, Canadian, over here in 11th place. Dakota Jorgensen in the number 9 is starting in 12th. Starting in 13th is Jordan Sailors in the number 55. And rounding out the race for you today is Brandon Browning in the number 14, number 48.
Good, solid field of cars here tonight. Looking mighty sharp out there, all of them are.
Absolutely. You know, these next gens, they're going to carry plenty of speed. We saw a lot of speed in practice, and, you know, it's 250 laps around here. So, got a long way to go still.
Yeah, definitely. And we got a couple of stages out. First stage is going to end on lap 60, and then the second stage will run until about 125, and at the end, 125 lappers.
Absolutely. Going to be an exciting one today. I am, just so everybody knows, I'm just jumping in here for a little bit, getting this started here with Corey before Jonathon Leach will be able to join us. So he'll be in some point during the race today. So until then, I'll get to steal the first bit of action we get on a restart to start this race.
Stealing Jonathan's thunder, are you now?
Oh, you know, it's got to be done every once in a while. You got to steal the boss man's thunder. Got to have some fun with it.
The cars are rolling. 2 pace laps around this coliseum. Look at that beautiful, beautiful infield of all the haulers down there.
Well, let's not forget about these race cars. These are some good-looking race cars that I'm seeing here. Every one of them's got something different. Definitely nothing mimicking that of real NASCAR. So everybody's got themselves something a little bit different, and I gotta say I like it.
Yeah, I'm liking it too. Timothy out there with that number slid forward, already getting a step ahead on the real world announcement just made today for numbers moving forward.
You know, I don't know. I know it's unorthodox, but really doesn't, you know, I think with the right paint scheme, it can look pretty good. I don't think it looks too bad here in this number 5 Ray's Energy Chevrolet.
No, I don't think it does either.
Got some exciting views for everybody today as they drive into the corner. You see them just take that bank, and when they're coming through here, some high speeds as well. This will be a blast to see. And the start-finish line.
There they go. Barney waves the green flag. Timothy Latham, good jump on the field. Gets out there an early lead. Philip Lloyd grabs second place, but gets loose out of turn 2. That's going to allow Justin Boyles to get to his outside. Justin hit the wall out of turn number 3. They are really battling.
That'll let Philip go ahead and clear for second, as now it's side by side with Carl Dodson and Justin Boyles for third. Carl's going to drive it in deep, try to clear, but look at that run Justin has off of turn 4.
Yeah, the high side really is where you want to be around this track to get all the momentum. As you see Brian Mabry coming into the picture here on the outside of Carl Dodson. And the number 3, Carl.
Oh, he's loose! Into
Brian.
the wall!
Ooh, a couple more involved. That's not good.
Not at all. Let's go ahead and go back to that. You saw it live with us. That was the number. Nope, wrong one. Sorry about that. It was the number 3. Brian Mayberry just got loose off the corner. The 78 followed. The 28 just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, just 2 separate spins. The 3 spun first, and then the 78, as he came out of the same corner, spun. And unfortunate for the 28 at Kendall with Ron early on getting involved.
Yeah, we got some synchronized. Almost hit the wall at the same exact spot. Look at the tire tracks right there for the 78. Just about following the number 3.
I mean, pretty much.
We got some synchronized spinning instead of we're a couple weeks out from the Olympics to be doing some synchronized swimming, so we're a little bit close to it, aren't we?
Yeah, a little bit.
So with that one, Timothy Latham was easily able to go ahead and hang on to the lead. You see Philip Loy, Justin Boyles, and Carl Dodson, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right on with them.
Now, something interesting here. We got a bounty on Timothy Latham tonight. If somebody can beat Timothy, they will win themselves a crisp $20 bill. And not only that, your guy in 2nd place, Philip Loy, if he can win, he'll lock himself in the playoffs. And he is out of it right now.
Well, Corey, what are we doing in the booth? We ought to be down there trying to win ourselves a couple extra bucks.
I know. I should have raced. I'm going to get a Bristol.
Got some good-looking cars. We'll try to get a look at these cars here before they take some damage, knowing how Bristol can be. Saw Carl Dodson, the rest of those guys up front. Will Barlow and the number 15 Ford Mustang. Nice-looking purple and grayish. Yeah, I'd say grayish.
It's more of a silver.
David Fuge right here as well. The number 14 Ford Mustang. Dakota Jorgensen and his number 9 Chevy Camaro. Nice colors looking on that. Jason D. Baker and his number 85. 48 of Brandon Browning. Jordan Sailors, number 55. Tony Patton, number 86. Brian Mayberry with his fixed-up race car. J.D. Baker and Kendall Levering are still on pit lane. Looks like we're getting ready to go green here. Pace lights are off. They are lined up side by side.
Pace car's in. See where they kick the green. Timothy, once again, good start. Justin Boyles right behind him gets a good start as well. They are going to really clear this field.
Yep, the battle's going to be for 3rd now. But looks like Philip Loy's going to have a good run, but Carl Dodson's not going to give up. He's able to drive deep into the corner, but it's just not enough to beat the outside momentum you get in these cars with this track. Oh, he's going to get loose, though. A little loose or tight. That's going to cost Philip not just the spot he was battling for, but David Fuge is going to try to battle it out with him. And David's going to be loose off of turn 4. Great save.
Yeah, that looked like a dirt track. This track was covered in dirt a few months ago, and it's back to our asphalt. I probably thought we were still on the dirt surface.
Oh, he was drifting it like it, just like you mean. He was sideways and kept it going.
He just wrecked. Dave Fuge just spun out once again.
Oh, he probably just heated up those rear tires a little bit too much, and next thing he knows, it was gone for him. Nonetheless, we got a nice battle here. You see the number 9. So let's go ahead and jump up here. It's Philip Loy in the 01. He's got a hungry pack of wolves behind him. The 15's going to get a nice run off the turn, but not enough. Couldn't quite put the power down quick enough.
Yeah, what I'm saying is these cars, if you go anywhere but the high side, they are pretty loose. And it's
Yeah.
really showing how the 15-15
Oh,
gets
very
into
wide.
the
Oh, they made contact.
85 turn contact saved by the 85.
Did they all save that? I can't believe it. That is unreal driving by all these drivers. That should not. We're going to have to go back. I know we're still live, no caution, but my goodness, Corey, these drivers, they went 3 wide, slipping and banging on each other. Look at this driving. Never stop trying to drive it. And the both of them did a great job. That was the 85 of Jason D. Baker and the 15 of Will Barlow.
Yeah, wow. I've never seen anything like that. Or I have. I've been a part of one of those tracks.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Usually if I'm a part of that, it doesn't quite work out in such a way. See the fantastic view of these drivers driving just with enormous speeds into the corners and through the corners themselves. As they go across the start-finish line, Timothy is right on the rear bumper there of Jordan Sailors. Jordan's going to have to just go ahead and let him by.
Yeah, a little bit of lap traffic for your front runners here. Obviously, lap traffic at Bristol comes up pretty quick, more so than other tracks. So
Absolutely.
Timothy's going to have to work his way around, and he's looking pretty smooth as we cross every lap 21.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a little bit of space, about half a corner, a little bit more than half a corner in front of him before he's got to deal with lap traffic. Second place, Justin Boyles has got Carl Dotson on his bumper as Justin himself is trying to get through some of this lap traffic. So it's not just the leader. You know, every car here, every lead lap car here is going to have a battle to try to make it past the lap cars. So that's where it really gets interesting. Oh, is they're going to get tight through there? That was Tony Patton and Jordan Sailors.
No, that was Will Barlow getting by Tony Patton. And I mean, Will Barlow, he wants to try to get on the lucky dog spot. Every car Timothy passes, that's one more car Will has to pass and to recover a lap if there is a caution. Right now, Brian Mabry just went a lap down, so that'll put Brian in a lucky dog if there were to be a caution.
Now, you say that, but you were just right. Will Barlow's a man on a mission right now. You see him, he's just driving through these corners as hard as he possibly can. He's just chomping down on the distance between him and the number 3 of Brian. I keep screwing his last name, but he's going to pass him pretty good through here. Brian's going to go ahead and let him on by.
Yeah, Will's just leading the pack of...
Oh, Brian's got heavy damage in the front, though.
Yeah, Brian has all that damage from that spin early race. On the front bumper, missing the front bumper cover.
Well, right now, you see Timothy's pulled out to a 1.9 second lead over second place Justin Boyles. Justin has Carl Dotson right in his rear view mirror, waiting for him to make any mistake, and he's going to pounce right on him for the second position.
You see Carl kind of staying closer to the wall mid-corner, whereas Justin slightly comes down mainly in turn 1 and 2. Maybe trying to save tires by not forcing the car to go up towards the wall, or maybe he's just scared of the wall and don't want to hit it, which may be a smart move.
I think it might be a good mix of both of them right there. That's not a bad idea. Save a little bit of tire here. You never know the long green flag runs you can get. I mean, we're already 30 laps into this race, so this can extend for quite a bit more.
Yeah, the laps really tick off, though, around this track at 15 seconds a lap. Or what our leader is running is a 14.9. Is Tony Patton spun out in front of our leader,
Ooh.
Timothy. Brings out another caution.
Let's see what exactly happened here for the number 86. Oh, he just gets on the throttle a little too quickly right there. That's all it took. He's going to go ahead and stay at the bottom out of the way. He had just put down his fastest lap, actually, of the race. There you go, our leaders. Coming in, Justin's going to go ahead and last-minute decision to stay out. Everybody else behind him is coming down pit road. Quite the interesting decision here, Corey.
We got 5 tire sets down in the pits for these drivers. So it's very interesting to see Justin Boyles stay out on the track. Will Barrow gets the lucky dog, so he'll be able to bring his 15 ride down pit road, get some repairs and tires on that automobile. Timothy has 2 wins on the season, so right now he's looking to pick up a 3rd win so far in this race. 35 laps in the books.
Yep, 35 laps. That's it. This doesn't take long here. So I'm gonna guess this for the 8 cars, maybe just some strategy, trying to save himself an extra set of tires.
Yeah, if I had to guess, saving set of tires for possibly late race yellows. Not something I'd do, but
Yeah, I think we've seen already what a long green flag run can do. That's staying out as long as 36 lap tires compared to some of these other guys, or 30 lap tires, we can probably say. Um, if we get another long green run, this could really put him in a bad position of possibly going a lap down. You never know if it lasts even longer. So, I mean, worst case scenario, it goes long enough he has to pit, and then a caution comes out. Then at that point, he's even further back. But that's the risk you take, isn't it? You got to take risk. There's no winning without risk.
yeah, the risk of going backwards is there, but the good news is he at least will be able to control the restart. As pace car lights are shut off once again. Looks like Justin elected to take the outside line for the restart. He gets a good jump.
I was just about to say that's probably why he's going to do it. We'll see the battle for second. Can Dakota get up close to Timothy before Timothy's got to get to the 8? He's already got a big run going into turn 3. He'll drive deep into the corner to clear the 8.
I was about to say slide jump, but I don't think that was a slider. That was more of a dive bomb and take her out of the corner.
Oh boy, and here it is. Now they're going to be looking to try to get past the 8. They're going to have to be in a position where they're not used to trying to pass on the bottom. It's going to make it difficult for a lot of these drivers. The 8 is just going to stay in his position. You got to hope, some of these drivers don't get impatient behind them and gas it up too hard off of a corner on the bottom. That'll be an easy spin around. Oh, that's just so close right through there.
Had to squeeze a piece of paper between the 85 and the 8. Last car getting around the 8 car will be Philip Loy in the 01.
Yeah, and about
He
2.5
gets
seconds back is Will Barlow, maybe with a fixed up race car, as is Jordan Sailor's right behind him, so they'll be looking to make up some time. That time around, Dakota Jorgensen in second place had his fastest lap of the day, so he is doing everything he can to track down the leader, Timothy Latham, not wanting to give him a chance to get away.
Yeah, and Timothy, he's looking on the sights of picking up a stage win. We got about 16 laps to go. So he gets around lap car. It'll be Tony Patton. Really had to get down low coming out of turn 2. Real slow for Tony Patton.
Yeah, he's just trying to stay out of the way, do the right thing, but that time around, it cost Latham quite a bit, actually losing 7/10 of a second on that lap to second place Dakota Jorgensen.
Cody out there in that number 9 A-Shock Chevy Camaro, the black and green ride. He's kind of catching him. Eyeball check here says he's catching him.
Yeah, that time around they matched speed, so you see Dakota's trying to stay with him, not wanting to give Timothy a chance to pull away. Go ahead and jump on, see what other battles we might be having right now. Carl Dodson, he's got Brandon Browning in his rear view mirror, looking to pick himself up an extra spot before the stage ends.
Yeah, Brandon Browning, one of your drivers we don't talk about too much. He's up there in the top 4, trying to catch up to Carl Dodson. We got a lap car in between. No, wait, that's just the number 9. I thought it was a lap car. But hey, we got Brandon Browning out there running pretty good in the Lowe's Chevy Camaro. He may be setting aside on the 29 of Carl Dodson.
He's got time, 10 laps to go in this stage. They were almost identical lap times that last time around. We'll see what it looks like right here. Same thing again, almost identical lap time. So Brandon Browning not giving him a chance to pull away. Like I said, he just wants that one extra spot. We'll jump down here, see where Justin Bowles is at. Currently almost 10 seconds behind the leader, so the leader's not far. You see Justin coming off of turn 2, I believe, is right there. The leader going into turn 1, so I think Justin's got enough space over the final 7 or 8 laps in this stage to hang on to the lead lap.
Yeah, and Timothy, he's got a pretty good lead over second place. Pretty well set, lock in on the first stage.
He's on the hunt right now. He's got Will Barlow right in front of him, looking to put Will, the first car, 1 lap down. He'll drive to the bottom right here. He'll easily pass him. Go ahead. Will's just going to let him ride on by as they come off of turn 4. There'll be 5 laps to go this time around as Timothy Latham crosses the line. Carl Dodson looks like he's actually starting to reel in Dakota Jorgensen here. He's pulled just slightly away from Brandon Browning. Looks like by about a tenth or 2. Now Carl wants to go ahead and try to get second from Dakota.
Yeah, Carl has been closing in on Dakota. Dakota has Will Barlow right in front of him. He's going to have to go down low to get by Will Barlow. Not the best spot to catch him mid-corner, but he makes it work. Carl gets to Will Barlow on the entry corner. Doesn't lose as much time.
I don't know. I think that hurt. I feel like that hurt Carl more than it hurt Dakota. I just feel like Carl couldn't get it the angle he wanted into the corner. We got 2 laps to go left in this stage. We already know Timothy's on his way to win it, so we're going to focus in on this battle for second.
One more time around for this stage. Can Carl get
look at the run.
Dakota? He gets the good run down turn 1. They're door to door as they come to the back chute.
Oh, this is going to be exciting. He's going to drive it down into turn 3. Can he clear him? Not quite enough momentum. Dakota's going to hold him off and take second place in the stage.
Wow, that was a valiant effort by the 29 of Carl Dodson, just giving it all he can to try to get second, but Dakota just holding him off.
Yeah, I was able to hold him off on that outside. Great driving. It's just crazy how, come a stage end, to random lap, and somehow always 2 drivers find their ways to be right up next to each other, ready to put up the battle. Looks like Timothy's making his way back down to pit road. Dakota's going to follow. Carl Dodson's going to stay out, as is Brandon Browning. Interesting decisions there. Philip Lloyd comes in. Jason D. Baker. Justin Bowles will make his first trip down pit lane here. So interesting decisions. We got 2 drivers deciding to stay out here. Feeling like 30 laps. I don't know. You saw what 30 laps did to the 8 of Justin Boyles. So my decision would have been to stay out or just to come on in.
Well, interesting development here. It looked like Dakota Jorgensen may have missed his pit box.
Well, let's go back in. We got this beautiful live timing to give us a replay of what happened. Let's see what happened here.
Like, he got to his box.
Oh, but he just kept
Didn't hit
on
the
going.
brake. Yeah.
That's interesting. So Dakota's out there didn't. Very interesting. I do. Yeah, so he hasn't made a pit stop yet, but he is scored right now in the 7th position behind all those who did pit. We'll see if he should be able to come down again if he wanted to, but I'm guessing maybe just a last minute decision to save a set of tires. That could be because I think he had the opportunity to go in. Maybe he just decided last second to stay out.
Yeah, but my thing is here, he should be in the lead, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, he should have beat some of these guys off of pit road, unless he was speeding on pit road as well.
That had to have been the problem.
Yeah, you see some lap cars going around him. He's got a black flag. Now I'm gonna have to imagine that means he was speeding on pit road.
Yeah, so problems with your number 9, Dakota Jorgensen, caught speeding on pit road, didn't even come to a stop. Getting sent to the end of the line for our restart.
Interesting decision here. Carl Dotson, your leader, is gonna go ahead and choose the inside on this restart. You know, I can say Carl. I think, just to say this, Carl, if he chooses the inside here, gets a good launch, clears the 48. That means the 5 still has to pass the 48 from the inside. Maybe that gives him enough time to pull away. We'll see if that strategy is maybe what he's trying to pull here.
Dead even start for your top 2.
Oh, he's gone, though. He is gone for Carl. Now it's Timothy. He's going to slide right in front of Brandon. He'll clear him. Brandon's now got Philip Lloyd next to him for third.
Well, he was dead even until he got down in turn 2. Now you got Timothy Latham. He's looking on the inside of Carl Dodson coming out of turn 2.
He had him clear,
cleared,
but he decided to give him some room. He'll clear him here.
He'll get him down in turn number 4, that's for sure. Timothy Latham back up where he was, his top spot. A lot of battles going on for top 3 here. Justin Boyles holding into third, but he's got a pack of hungry cars right behind him. Philip Lloyd, Jason Baker.
He's loose off them. Oh, what a great save for Baker.
Baker in the Marine car and Philip Lloyd in the U.S. Army car. We got a couple of military themes.
Yes, we do. We got him battling it out here as well. Here's 23 Carl Dotson. He's hanging on pretty well to be on older tires. I'll tell you that much. He's still here. Oh, it's going to be real close there with Philip Lloyd. Philip should be able to clear him here.
Philip got by Carl. Now Jason Baker sets his sight to get around Carl. He does do it out turn number 2. He'll take over that 4th spot.
So you got a battle here for the 7th position, or the 6th position, as Will Barlow's going to take it over from Brandon Browning. Brandon still, of course, on those older tires. And Dakota Jorgensen right behind here as well on those older tires. Same lap with Brandon Browning and Carl Dodson, lap 33. A little loose there off of the corner.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing all night long is I don't quite know why they're getting so loose. I've never seen cars get this loose around Bristol. I understand it's hot, but by the time you get some heat cycles in those tires. You'd figure they wouldn't slip and slide as bad as they are.
Well, they do, and here comes the Marines car of Jason D. Baker. Excuse me, of Jason D. Baker. He'll get past Philip Lloyd for third place. Oh, 3 wide there with with 2 lap cars. Not wasting any time is Jason Baker.
Here comes Philip Lloyd. That lap car situation really allowed Philip to close in.
It did, but here they are. They're gonna stay right up next to each other.
Philip really pushing that U.S. Army car, getting it sideways out of the corner. We got a caution on the track. Ooh, big one.
All right, let's go on and see what all happened there. Oh, that involved Will Bartle and Carl Dodson, 2 guys who were just there. Looks like this was gonna be Jordan Sailors. He's already loose by the time we get to him here.
Yeah, it all started with Jordan Sailors.
See, he turned down and
Up
gassed it up.
top.
Tried to
Yeah.
save it. Brakes locked up, but nothing else he could have done there.
Yeah, he just got loose up top. When he got to the bottom, he hit the brakes, overcorrected, and just nowhere for Tony Patton or Carl Dodson to go. Will Barlow hitting the brakes to try to avoid, gets loose.
Interesting
4-car
turn of
pileup.
events. Yeah. It's an interesting decision here. I mean, we've only been 20 laps since the last time they came down pit road. Is it time to come down and get some tires, or what are we doing here?
Well, looks like none of your top spot guys have came in. All of your guys that didn't get tires last caution are in. But all those guys that didn't get tires, except for Dakota Jorgensen, were all just involved in your wreck. And Brandon Browning. So looks like everybody decided to stay out except for all the cars involved and Dakota Jorgensen and Brandon Browning. Well, pace car lights are off.
All right, so it'll be these 2 drivers side by side with each other.
Timothy, once again, good start. He'll bring Justin Boyles with him. These 2 cats, they really got to jump on the field. Out by about a half a corner. How about we get to a quick little turn it up?
Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and get it on.
Yeah, we could try.
All right, share your screen.
Ten four. I'll jump over now.
Corey,
All right, everybody. We are just had that caution. We're gonna go ahead and try to show you here in just a few moments what exactly happened. See Dakota Jorgensen, like he was possibly involved in this. Let's see. Oh, a couple of guys. Ooh, just wrong place, wrong time for the 85 and the 9. And in just a few moments here, we're going to be jumping to our splash screen, where Jonathon Leach will be able to take back over for me, and he'll continue it on with Corey. So we'll go ahead and jump to the splash screen here. Give us just a few minutes. We'll hand this right off, and they'll continue for you. All right, we're moving. Am I good yet, or? Alright, I gotta jump off here. I'm hoping I don't screw this. Alright, Jonathan, you good? Not yet. I'm just about to. Okay, so I can press stop screen.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here at Bristol. Had a little bit of broadcasting swap. Jonathon Leach is now joining me up here in the booth.
All right, yeah, it sure took me a couple moments, Corey, but we're well underway here. You got Justin Boyles out front. Justin Boyles, huge part of the iRacing Virtual Cup Series League. Sorry for the random swap here. Some things changed, but we're glad to bring the rest of this show. Looks like the laps are going down pretty quick, Corey. Do you mind telling me a little bit about what I missed?
Well, we had a couple of wrecks early on in the race. Took out a handful of drivers already. A couple of drivers still on pit road from our wrecks earlier. 4 cars on the lead lap right now. A couple of them are trying to look in for a win to lock themselves into the playoffs. One of those drivers being the 01 of Philip Loy, as he gets passed by Brandon Browning out of turn number 4.
Hey everybody, bear with me a little bit here. I'm just trying to still get situated. It was a quick rush in. We ended up coming up with just a plan to make sure the show went on, even though I was going to be a couple minutes late outside work. Things are a little bit hectic in the military at this time. So sorry about that, but we are here. Justin Boyles leading. And you said Philip Loy, who we're focusing on right now, you said he's trying to establish his position in the chase. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. He came into this race 4 points out of the playoffs over Tony Patton. And he was 1 point behind Doc Holliday, who Doc didn't show up tonight. And right now, Philip Loy is well ahead of Tony Patton. So he's looking good right now as we have this race and next week to establish our playoff drivers.
So who is our bubble guy tonight? Who I need to double check. I looked earlier and was prepared for it. I know we have a bubble driver. Let me take a look here and see. Tony Patton. Was he? Did you mention? Oh, he is in. Tony Patton was 3 to the good, and it looks like he's got a torn up race car sitting in P10.
Yeah, he blew a motor just before we went to splash screen. It causes that yellow. So he's pretty well out of this race here. And Philip Loy, I'd have to say he's gained the points that he's needed to boost himself up into the playoffs. Do what? Well, we're looking at paint jobs, and I think Jonathon here is seeing different paints than I am. So we're gonna go to a little splash screen right now.
Alright folks, sorry about that. Just wanted to confirm and make sure everything went perfectly over for the swap here. Looks like we got ourselves a battle for the lead, Corey. I'm ready to go now. I've got my stuff situated on my end. Do me a favor, looks like we're going to have a little bit of time left on this show. Since I haven't really been a part of the show, please go ahead and tell me kind of what the iRacing Virtual Cup Series is about, since you and I are going to be working together for the next few weeks.
Well, I mean, we're heading into the playoffs in a couple of weeks from now, and Past couple of weeks, Timothy Latham picked up the win. He has 2 wins in a row, and they put a bounty on him. $20 to whoever can beat Timothy Latham, and right now that driver would be Justin Boyles. We should be closing up here on our stage end for stage 2, and that would be your stage.
All right.
Caution's out.
Stage
Make sure you're getting yourself
racing.
something to drink there, buddy.
Just
Isn't that
call
a
it
neat
stage
thing?
2. Yeah, I love stage racing. Justin Boyles picking up stage 2 win. Earlier we had Timothy Latham dominate stage 1.
All right, looks like we're going to bring some cars down pit road right here. Looks like Justin Boyles is going to be the first taker, followed by Brandon. Excuse me, looks like Brandon Browning is going to stay out. So Justin Boyles, Timothy Latham, Philip Loy. And you said Philip Loy is trying to sneak his way into the playoffs because you mentioned, who was it again that you said that did not show up today?
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday. That's correct. That's what I'm looking here on the current standings. He was 3 points just outside the cutoff, and Philip Loy was 4 points below the cutoff. Tony Patton had that position, and Tony Patton looks to be out. We showed his vehicle a few moments ago. It's rather torn up, so I would say all Philip Loy needs to do here is to finish this race in the top 5, and he will likely be above that cutoff line. From my understanding, top 12 are going to make the playoffs, and you got to be a part of that group if you want a chance at the end of it.
Yeah, top 12 do make it. We've had, other than Timothy Latham, who has 2 wins, we've only had a different winner every week. So it's been tough competition out in this league. If you ain't winning, you ain't trying.
See, now that's something that I like to hear. I've been tuning in a little bit at times, trying to kind of see what happened, and that's one thing I've noticed. It seems like there's a lot of different winners with this league. So would you say the talent is pretty well spread out for everybody, or is everybody really equal? What do you think? You put eyes on them a lot more than I do. I'm looking forward to being here for the fun aspect of it, the playoffs. Who doesn't want to be on a show during the playoffs? Especially with this caliber of league. I mean, just look at these paints. I mean, Justin Boyles, awesome paint job right here. A little beat up race car, but a really cool paint. Sorry, getting a little sidetracked there.
Yeah, I'd say the competition around here is about on par. Everybody seems to have their specific track type that they're good at, and everybody has their specific track type that they're weak at. But for the most part, about every week you can see somebody up front that you usually don't see.
So would you say it's safe to say that Justin Boyles is the short track specialist of this series?
Yeah, I'd say he was running up front last week and got caught up in a wreck. So he's good at every track. All these drivers are good at every track. It's just they're so close in competition, you almost touch each other too much on track.
That is most definitely true. You know, so let's talk about Bristol for a moment. This is, you know, I never would have thought for my ever so often iRacing career, as the pace car is going to come down, get ready for the green flag for Justin
Green flag.
Boyles. Here we go, green flag is out. I never really thought I would like this track, but as a driver, I thoroughly enjoy Bristol. It's all about, you know, you just kind of find your line, and if you don't have to deviate from it too much, you're good for the long run, and it makes you really, really quick. A little bit of braking into the corner, maybe a little trail braking through the middle, and then you're back hard on the gas, and you try to take the car out as close to the wall as you can for all the momentum, and it's a lot of fun. As you see Timothy Latham really putting the heat here on Justin Boyles. It's coming into turn number 1 here. This is going to be a battle for sure. I just heard some contact. I'm not sure if where that came from, but I did hear some contact on the track. I'm gonna look a little bit further back to see if there's anything back here. It does not look like it. So the battle for the lead. Justin Boyles on the high side. Timothy Latham working on the bottom. Come into the corner, still side by side.
Yeah, and I haven't seen this all night long yet, where we've seen two drivers just door to door, dead even like we're seeing right now. Timothy, whatever adjustments he's done to that car to make it rotate on the bottom, I'd stick with it.
Yeah, it's definitely working for him right here, but let's not discount this battle for third place. Right behind them, you got the number 48 of Brandon Browning, and then Philip Loy in that number 1 U.S. Army machine battling for the third place position. Philip Loy having the day he needs to have. We just mentioned that a few moments ago. Had a driver nearly cut off, not show up, and then unfortunate events for Tony Patton, short track racing, you know, but it looks like the top 4 are sorted out a little bit. Justin Boyles is going to hang on to the position for now. Timothy Latham, all right, going back at it again. A little bit of net code, possible arrow push right there. Timothy's going to find himself back underneath number 8 and then ends up having to fall back in line. I thought that was going to be big right there. Third place and Brandon Browning trying to sneak into the picture here. It looks like Philip Loy might be fading a little bit. Perhaps needs to regroup and restart. These drivers were all on pit road on lap 127. Aside from Brandon Browning, who was last on pit road on 128.
Now, what's interesting here, Brandon Browning, he is not eligible for the playoffs. So if he were to win, he's taking away 5 playoff points, which going into the playoffs right now, Justin Boyles and Timothy Latham, they are tied for the bonus points that you start the playoffs with. So if Brandon Browning can sneak in and steal those 5 bonus points that they would have immediately have, that could play a picture in the long term.
So tell me this, since I'm not overly familiar, why is he not playoff eligible? Is he just a part-time driver for the series?
Well, you got to have 7 of the 9 starts during the regular season, and Brandon Browning, this is his 4th start. So no matter how you cut it, if he starts next week, he'd only have 5 starts in this league.
Yes, we just does not have enough. Wow, we're going 3 wide momentarily. Lapped car up top. 3 leaders get through it. Justin Boyles coming back on the low side. Is not going to stick. Going to lose a lot of momentum off the corner. Now he is under siege from Brandon Browning in that 48 Lowe's, I'm going to imagine, Chevrolet. It sure is.
Yeah, your whole top 3 is Chevrolets.
So I'm going to talk about this. Top 3, the time before last, all ran a 14.7. This last time around, Timothy Latham, oh man, lapped cars causing trouble. Got a little bit of a nudge there from Justin Boyles. But Timothy Latham put the fastest time down on the track last time by, which was like a 15.43. And then this time, Justin Boyles just put down a 15.26. Brandon Browning a 15.11. Understandably so, because Timothy Latham had the number 29 car, I believe. Yeah, 29 car of Carl Donson that was in his way there for a brief moment, and that's what allowed Justin Boyles to get back up to him, almost causing some contact. Looks like the battle between the top 4 only here for the win. What did I miss? But there's quite a bit of wrecking at the start of this.
Yeah, Brian Mabry, real early race, got loose out of 4. Kendall Loranu pulled that car in 5 laps into the race in the garage. And then about 40 laps into the race, we had Tony Patton, I believe. He spun out. Another couple of wrecks with blown motors and getting loose throughout the race. Just nowhere to go for most of those drivers. They're sitting out of the race.
Sounds like just the nature of short track racing, as Timothy Latham now pulling to almost a second gap over Justin Boyles now. Brandon Browning still hanging with Boyles, currently holding down P3. Philip Loy's 4th. Let's go a little bit further back here. Here's a number 85, Jason Baker. Just running laps around. Looks like he's a lap down or a couple laps down. Has a pretty beat up race car. Running laps. Looks like he could walk away with a solid top 5 finish. We'll just have to see what happens. Behind him is number 55 Chevrolet. That's Jordan Sailors. Pretty cool paint scheme. White and gray. Ooh, real loose right there off of turn 4. He's going to gather it up. Things are going to stay green. I really like those white wheels. I don't know if you're looking at that, but those white wheels look sharp on that white and gray 55 machine. Major's Garage is the paint scheme here. Very cool.
Yeah, those white wheels do look pretty good on that.
And
Carl Dodson looks to be, he's taking that car to the garage. Dakota sitting on the pit road trying to get some damage repair on that. Everybody behind him just out.
It looks to me like we've only have 6 cars left on track. Only the top 4 are in it, so we're in store for 90 laps of the top 4 battling it out here.
Yeah, and what's interesting is fuel run for this race. They're looking at about 118, 125 laps. And that was after stage 2. That's about 125 laps of running around there on green. So it could get interesting. See if any of these drivers have to come in for a splash of fuel towards the end of the race. Get some pit strategy going.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting with the top 4 here. I mean, all of them are running about the same speeds. Philip Loy was the fastest that time around. Justin Boyles fading a little bit from Timothy Latham, almost a 2-second gap now. All I gotta wonder is Timothy Latham driving a bit harder than Justin Boyles. I've been kind of watching him, and I would say he's not. He seems really smooth. It doesn't seem like the car slides up too much. He enters the corner kind of high, lets it rotate, gets on the throttle, and turns down. And that's the way I try to drive the track. But once you get into the corner a little low, and you start fighting it when it slides up, that's when you're starting to eat up what some people would say the goodie, but the tires. You start heating them up, that grip starts going away, and I wonder if Justin Boyles is starting to experience a little bit of that.
Yeah, right now I'm just saying Justin Boyles, he's got a good 2-second gap, and he's kind of driving it like how I would. Enter in high, exit down low.
So we're on board with Justin Boyles right now, Corey, and kind of watching how he's going into the corners here. He's turning in pretty smooth, but it seems like he almost gets into the corners just a little bit hot, and he has to fight the wheel down a little bit. It's almost like he's not quite so smooth. Oh, he just tapped the wall there. But, you know, there's that, as number 01, Philip Loy goes by Justin Boyles for P2. It looks like he's going to start driving away. But there's just that fine line, you know, drive it in too hard, not drive it in hard enough, and finding just the right area. Oh, there's going to be contact right in front of him.
Philip Loy,
Getting ready to have a cautions out,
nowhere
cautions
to
out.
go.
How are you doing there,
Jordan
bud?
Sailor's right in front of him on corner exit.
And caution is out. We're going to show you what happened. Wow. That just looks like a little bit of a miscommunication to me, Corey. What do you think here? Showing Jordan Sailors up top. Here comes... I don't even think they touched each other. Let's back this up a bit. Look from a different angle here.
No, they definitely touch. It's just
I'm not showing it.
Jordan Sailors just was a little slower than what Philip was probably thinking, and Philip.
Yeah,
Getting
I'm not
tight,
showing.
Jordan getting loose a little bit.
So then you might be showing something different on your screen here. I am definitely not seeing a touch.
There was a touch. It wasn't very much.
Yeah, well, folks, we're seeing a little bit different here. You're seeing what the internet's allowing me to see, and it must be a little different there from Corey's perspective. Gosh, this is not what he needed to have. Philip Lloyd just needed to run his race, finish where he was, and it looks like he's going to be able to keep going, but that's not what he needed. He needed to finish in the top 4 and gain points on that cutoff line to continue on. And I can hear both the drivers kind of talking in the background about what just happened right there as well. It doesn't seem too much of an issue between the drivers. They're just kind of talking out like, I gave you room. They're not really yelling at each other, and just mistakes happen right there. So it looks like to me, Timothy Latham, Justin Boyles, Brandon Browning. That's it. Well, here's Philip Loy's back on track, missing a front bumper. I can't imagine his car is going to drive good like that at all, but we'll see what he's got as he just slammed into the wall there.
Yeah, I was hoping you seen that, because I seen that. Little hot coming in on catching up to the field there, and he just slammed the wall.
Yeah, he got in there pretty good. Didn't want to rear end Justin Boyles or the number 5 of Timothy Latham here.
Well, that caution, I'll put Jason Baker back on the lead lap in the 85 Marines car. I wouldn't count Jason out. He's usually up front every week at the end of it.
I'm glad. It's good to know that he was only the 1 lap down here. I couldn't tell whenever we were trying to get everything squared away. I was a little too busy trying to grab everything. So that's neat. So Philip Loy, Jason Baker, plus Brandon Browning, Justin Boyles, Timothy Latham. Pace lights are out. Pace car turns down. Timothy Latham is going to be the go-man. Green flag is out. Here comes Timothy. Justin Boyles, not the start that he wants, but he's going to cut down right behind Timothy Latham, get down in between him, Brandon Browning. Philip Loy, we're about to see what his machine's got. I know that this is short track racing, and it shouldn't hurt his speed too much, but you still need your downforce on the long run here at Bristol, and he's going to be lacking a lot of that.
Well, so far, so good for Philip Loy. He's keeping up with the front runners, running the same lap times, or just about.
Yeah,
a little bit spread out.
He just ran a 14.62. If he can keep that up, he's going to be okay. Timothy Latham, about another half second already over Justin Boyles. Sorry, Corey. We'll get a little better at not cutting ourselves off as we get used to working together some. We haven't really had an opportunity, which is my fault. I apologize for that. I was supposed to be here last week. However, last moment emergency, and great James managed to make it happen with you, so I greatly appreciate him. But it's about time that this gets to happen, and a great fun track to do that.
Yeah, we're just missing some of the brown stuff on it. We'll leave the viewers to think about what the brown stuff is.
So look ahead to next week, Corey. I read something that this league does. So they're going to be at Daytona, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they have drop races. Is that correct? That you can drop one race that was a bad finish, and those points don't count against you. Is that accurate?
Yeah, they have 2 drop weeks, but Daytona is a must-keep race where that can't be dropped. The points that you gain in Daytona, they can't be dropped.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was reading into that, and that was so that everybody knows what they have to do at Daytona to make it in. And that is such a cool way to put things. Now, that also probably puts a lot of pressure on some of these drivers. So, what do you expect to see as we have a battle for second right here? Brandon Browning putting the pressure on Justin Boyles. But what do you expect to see next week, Corey? You've been watching these guys. What kind of racing do you think we're going to get?
I'm expecting some chaotic racing out of it. Especially with the guys around the cut line, like Doc Holliday next week. He's definitely going to be trying to go for that win. And even Tony Patton, he's got to dig himself back out of the bubble there.
Yeah, you know, I'm very curious to see what the standings are going to look like after this race, seeing some of these cutoff drivers, or close to the cutoff drivers, not having the days that they want. Philip Lloyd he's just going to stay out of trouble. His looks like, I want to say he's fading, but his lap times are still pretty close to the other top four. Jason Baker solidly in fourth now, kind of driven away from Philip Lloyd. So like you said, don't count him out. He just ran a 14.86, 8.3 that time. A little slower than the top three, but he's doing a pretty good job. But again, yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how the points are going to shake out.
Well, I look at the points and I see Jordan Sailors. He's still on the track, very slowly at that, but he's still on the track here tonight. He came into this race 24 points out of the playoffs, running in 6th. That ain't too bad for a points day.
Yeah, so Carl Dotson, number 29, is 17 points at the start of this race. 17 points to the good. And he's not on track. So Jordan Sailors is on track, running 6th. You can see his machine right here. So there's a possibility. So Dodson's sitting in the 7th position, so he's not likely to lose too many points to Sailors, but they're going to close that gap right there. I wish I had the graphic to put up for you, but I don't. Now let's look at Joseph Dupont. Joseph Dupont has scored 15th. Coming into the day, he was 17 points to the good. Jordan Sailors is going to catch up to him a lot. Not to mention, like you said, Doc Holliday did not show up, so he's not going to get any race points for today. I also don't see PJ Ingleton, or Engelkins, excuse me.
Engelkins.
Yeah, another driver that's not here. So this is going to shake up a lot. So Jordan Sailors might have found himself solidly in the playoffs, along with Philip Lloyd by the end of this one. Can't wait to see when the playoff results come out. We will be sure to release the current standings ahead of time going into next Friday.
Yeah, I'm just real interested in Timothy Latham. He's on his way here. As we get to lap 200, he's on his way to pick up another 5 playoff points. He's already picked up 1 from his stage win earlier. So just racking up any extra points throughout the season he possibly can.
So tell me a bit about all the extra ways that these drivers can win more points that go towards the playoffs. I just heard something happen. Brandon Browning, I heard driver chat said, "Are you kidding me?" I'm not sure what just happened. Could be this right here. This is Philip Lloyd.
I'm not sure what Brandon's talking. That's a racing incident.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's not what just happened there. I'm a little bit... Let me check right here and see. Here we go. Yeah, a little bit of a tap right there. It's not Philip Lloyd. Looks like...
Yeah, that was Jason Baker just tight in the corner, and they door banged a little bit.
Yeah, Brandon Browning was not exactly happy with that happening. God, that's going to hurt him a bit, and he's going to tap the wall again right there. He's going to have to regroup, get his stuff back together, and try to get back up front. I don't expect many more cautions with this few drivers out here, but here comes Philip Lloyd putting the heat on Jason Baker, trying to make this noseless Army Chevrolet work for him. Anyway, Corey, go ahead and go back to that. How do these drivers earn playoff points? Additional playoff points?
Well, you earn 1 playoff point for a stage win. And in this race, you've had Timothy Latham win a stage, and Justin Boyles won that second stage. So, coming into this race, they were tied at 22 playoff points together. And they are at 23 right now, and Timothy, he's looking to pick up this win here in about 40 laps. You get 5 playoff points for winning a race. So after this race, Timothy Latham will be solidly in the lead if the playoffs were to start today or after today.
All right. Well, we're going to see how everything stacks up. We got 39 laps to go. Corey and I are going to take a brief moment so we can be here for the end. I hope all you fans enjoy one last segment of Turn It Up. We'll be right back.
Caution is out, caution is out. Get a look at your temps, make sure everything looks okay.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for the Virtual Cup Racing Series of Bristol. Under that Turn It Up segment, we had a couple of military-themed painted cars get into each other. Philip Lloyd and Jason Baker. I'll try to see if we can't get a replay up for you fans. There it is. This contact, man. And I don't think Jason was too happy with Philip getting into him.
You know, but it's not my job to assign blame, but it definitely.
Wreck under yellow.
I'm checking that a second ago, but it definitely seems like the two drivers. So Baker was trying to get the best turnoff that he could. Philip Lloyd was trying to drive off the corner, and the two drivers just kind of came together. I mean, both drivers probably could have held the line a little bit better, but I mean, most speed you can get. But you mentioned there's a caution, another crash. Let's see here. It looks like it's Baker again. Just a couple moments ago. Oh my. That might have been some retaliation. I'm going to show you guys one more time.
Green flag.
Disregard. Green flag is out as we were trying to show you what just happened. A little bit of turmoil here for the iRacing Virtual Cup Series. Timothy Latham now just under a second out in front of Justin Boyles. Philip Loy about 3 seconds back. Looks like this has turned into a battle of 3 cars. 27 laps to go. Favorite seems to have appeared now. What do you think, Corey?
Well, I'd say our favorite here is Timothy Latham, as he's out front, but Justin Boyles is kind of closing in on Timothy. It could end up being a 2-car race. We got about 25 to go.
Well, we're going to see. I'm going to keep a close eye on these lap times and keep you updated to see how that's going. Last time by, though, Timothy Latham was a 10th, almost 2/10ths faster, actually, than Justin Boyles. So Justin Boyles is going to have to change some things up. That's not going to work for him.
Yeah, they're about a 10th difference. Timothy being the quicker of the two. As long as Timothy can hold on to that consistency, he could find himself here in victory lane, but they are kind of almost getting real close to times as the run goes on here.
They're both really close together here. That's it's pretty obvious. Philip Lloyd much slower than the top two. It looks like he's almost a second off the pace, but that would explain very damaged race car. Battle of the two, Timothy Latham and Justin Boyles, and these guys, like you mentioned, they both came in tied with playoff points, and I'm going to assume Timothy Latham is going to take the advantage here if he walks away with the win.
Well, really, if Timothy win, he takes the advantage. If Justin win, he takes away with the advantage.
Let's see. It's
Now
going to make
Jordan Sailors moves up to 4th. Battle of attrition for Jordan. 8 laps down.
8 laps down, moves into 4th. Still on track. When we call 9 laps. When we call his name for being in contention to win the championship later, this is why. Things like this is why. The car is beat up. I'm going to tough it out. I'm going to gain as many spots as I can. I'm going to come away at the top 5 and take as many points as I can. That's good driving. That's good sportsmanship. That's the grind. I can't wait to see what happens with him.
Yeah, definitely good points day for him. That's for sure. Gonna help him in the situation of making it to the playoffs. Timothy Latham just out front, just gapping Justin Boyles. Has almost a 2-second gap now on Justin Boyles. 1.9 difference that time by.
We're on board now, Timothy Latham. 14 laps to go, coming out of turn number 2 on the backstretch. He does a really good job here of turning into the corner high. He turns down, gets a run off, and takes the car out to the wall. He's very smooth, and you can see that right here from the picture that I've got on screen. We're running from the gyro camera, in-car camera number 5 for Timothy Latham. I'm going to go ahead and go to the cockpit view here, and you get a good view at how he's turning the wheel. Real smooth. He's not chasing, he's not forcing the car. Smooth as fast. And for iRacers out there, you will hear that term rather often. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but in this case, smooth as fast, and Timothy Latham has shown how to get it done.
Yeah, sometimes slower is better, especially around Bristol, where you just go down those straightaways, and if you blink, you're in the next corner.
And it looks like Brandon Browning has retired his machine as well. So Jason Baker, he's off track. It looks to me that we only drivers on track are the top 4.
Yeah, 2 of them are on the lead lap. Timothy Latham, Justin Boyles. Timothy, he's just walking the dog right now. 2.5 second gap over Justin Boyles. I wouldn't call it over yet. I've seen crazier. I've seen drivers wrecking the lead on the white flag, so it ain't over till it's over.
Wouldn't that be a upsetting day? But I happen to remember years ago a particular rookie in the Indianapolis 500 doing just that out of turn 4. If I recall, Dan Weldon, Dan Weldon won that race. Unfortunately, we all kind of know what happened a few years back. But yeah, he came off turn 4 a little bit high and just trashed his machine. And second place driver Dan Weldon won the race. Not sure if you remember that, Corey, but that was an interesting moment.
I didn't watch. I don't want to watch IndyCar, so.
I just happened to. So the Coca-Cola 600 is normally on or it's going to be on after the Indy Series race. So I just watched both years ago. It's probably 10 years ago now at this point. Just really big deal, and it just goes to show, even in real life, like you mentioned, until it's over, it's never over.
Yeah, Timothy Latham down the back chute. He's going to shove her into turn 4, coming to the white flag. Barney has the white flag in hand. One more lap to go around this half-mile coliseum. Smooth sailing. Timothy Latham been dominant most of this race, coming out of turn 4. Barney has checkered flag in hand, and we'll pick up win number 3. That will be 3 in a row for Timothy Latham.
Justin Boyle sends his machine right into the barrier, finishing P2. Good try for Justin Boyles. Philip Loy takes his U.S. Army machine. Definitely U.S. Army strong. That machine is beat up. He's going to walk away P3. What a grind from Jordan Sailors to walk away P4. Excellent points day for him. I'm pretty confident when I say he's now above the cut. Got ourselves a Rainbow Rays energy machine for Timothy Latham. I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and put a, what's the word here I'm looking for Rays energy? We'll give him a freebie. Rays energy, guys. Do some pretty good energy drinks. I definitely enjoy them personally. Significantly better at taste than most other energy drinks that are out there. Check them out. Looks to me like Timothy Latham might be an ambassador. So you give him a holler for all your Rays energy drink needs. So I tell you what, Corey, when I came into this, I kind of thought Justin Boyles was going to walk away with it. And it was 3 or 4 cautions ago, something happened. I don't know if Justin maybe was down on power or if Timothy Latham just figured everything out.
Yeah, I just think Timothy has gotten the next generation of cars figured out. We're going to try to see if we can't find our third place driver for an interview here. If not, we'll jump to our second place driver.
Well, I'm not seeing them, so you know what you could do? We could pull in the grinder, Jordan
Oh.
Sailors.
Yes, let's do it. We'll pull in our fourth place driver here, Jordan Sailors. Hey, Jordan, Corey, and John up here in the booth. Couldn't find our third place driver, but hey, we got ourselves a grinder out there for fourth. How was that race, man?
It was it's a tough race. Trying to learn. I didn't get any practice laps, so the set was a lot loose. So it was just it took me a couple of cautions to get it figured out. But I mean, it was all right race. We battled through it and ended up with a fourth place finish.
Yeah, man, you definitely attrition proved to be good. You got anybody you like to thank tonight?
I just want to thank Major's Garage for being on board this week, and yeah, and his Ray's energy as well. It was great. I mean, everything was great. So it was a great race, man.
There you have it, folks. Your fourth place driver, the grinder, as I'm going to call him, Jordan.
Yeah, the modified, yeah.
All right, good job, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Have a good night.
Telling you, I feel like we're gonna see him battling for the championship at the end of the season. It's these things right here. The drivers that don't get upset, don't quit. They try to earn as many points as they can. That's a big deal, and he should have some pride in doing that. A little bit tongue-tied right now. I talk for a living, and I'm worn out. Crazy busy day.
Well, John,
Sorry,
I hear you
tongue-tied.
have our second place driver down there in the pits waiting for a talk. Hey, Justin, John, and Corey up here in the booth. You got a copy on us?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Justin, I guess I'll take it from here. I finally got to be on a show. It's been a while since we talked. Tell me this: when we did something a little different today. I took over the broadcast from Angel about a third of the way through. When I jumped in, it looked like you were the class of the field. What do you think changed between you and Timothy Latham that just kind of allowed him to slowly outstep you the second half of the race?
We were just on a different pit cycle. Middle of stage one, I stayed out for track position. He pitted, so then middle of stage two, it was vice versa. So that's all that was. And so I just sat fresh. I was like 25 lap fresher tires than he was. He had me beat the whole way.
Okay. That kind of explains what I saw. Anyway, so tell me this. What do you expect going into Daytona next week? Corey and I were talking about that a little bit on the show. I'm excited for it. I enjoy super speedway racing, and I really enjoy super speedway racing in these next-gen cars. What do you expect?
A lot better than what happened tonight. Let me tell you that much. The draft package is a little different than I think what most people are used to. So it's really tough to be able to make moves. You got to have a lot of help. So if I had to guess, man, I honestly think you're gonna see a lot of just single file riding around trying to keep all the fenders on it, and then everybody go for it at the end. That's what I expect. So, we'll see what happens. But there'll be some guys that need a win to get in the playoffs. I'm not one of those, so I think that kind of opens me up to be able to be pretty aggressive and early on and try to get some playoff points and win some stages.
I look forward to it. Corey and I are going to have a good time. You already know Corey's an eccentric personality. So it's going to give us, when there's that single file time, a lot of time for him and I just to kind of, I don't want to say goof off, but have a lot of fun watching you guys call things out as they happen. Look forward to seeing you give it everything you've got next week. Like you said, you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. We'll hopefully it'll be a pretty good race next week, and like I said, hopefully it'll be a little different than what tonight was. But I guess sometimes that's just Bristol.
It is Bristol, baby. All right, folks, that's Justin Boyles. We're going to send him back out. And, Corey, it looks like Philip Loy, third-place driver, is available now if you want to go ahead and pull him back in.
Yeah. Hey there, Philip. You got a copy on us up here in the booth?
Well, perhaps he does not. He had an eventful race. I imagine that his mic is rather beat up, just like his race car was. But he did finish P3, so we'll let him try to sort that out. Corey, I'm going to let you handle the race winner here whenever you're ready to drag him up. You've been a part of calling the series more than I have. You've got the gist and the knowledge of how these guys drive. It's really kind of your show, honestly.
Yeah, just a little bit. Alright. Hey there, Timothy, Corey, and John up here in the booth. You got a copy on us?
I sure do.
Well, man, walking home with a 5-6 playoff points tonight with your win at Bristol. How was that race?
It was really good. You know, the car felt great. I kind of wish that we didn't have to play that tire strategy there in stage 2, and I could have got that stage win too. But, you know, I'm glad it was a teammate that got it in Justin. So, all in all, really good night. Glad to get another three-peat. I think that's like my third three-peat in IVCS, or fourth or something like that. It's crazy. But, you know, glad to get it done out there tonight, and hopefully we can go for 4 next week.
Oh, yeah, 3 in a row, man. You kept that bounty away from everybody that could have gave somebody $20. You got anybody you like to thank tonight for sponsors?
Yeah, as always, thank you guys for putting on a good show. You know, thank my team for, we did a lot of practice this week. You know, this is one of those tracks you really got to, you know, put your head down and get some practice in. So we spent a lot of time on our own practices, and I got in as soon as the session opened up tonight in practice for, I think it was 103 laps or something like that. So I was getting everything dialed in, and we did a good job as a team there. I also want to thank Rep Sports, everybody over at Raise Energy, G-Pop, you know, those guys. Every week they're on the car, and I appreciate them letting me do that and having faith in me and letting me go out there and give them some airtime. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're hoping for 4 next week.
Oh, yeah, and here, I want you to do something for the fans out there. I want you to just scream as loud as you can, "It's Bristol, baby."
I could try. It's Bristol, baby. Let's go.
There you go. There you go, folks. You're your winner, Timothy Latham.
All righty. Thanks, guys.
Well, John, that will cap off tonight's event for the Virtual Cup Series. Timothy Latham coming home, your winner. Justin Boyles second. Philip Loy third. Jordan Sale is fourth. And Jason Baker, your top 5.
Most definitely. Trying to show the white flag one more time for Timothy Latham getting the victory here at Bristol. You heard the excitement. Seems like he's class of the field, and there he was where he crossed the finish line. You just went through the drivers there and where they finished. I'm going to put the results on screen. Here they are, as you said. Wow. Only 5 drivers finished this race with less than 100 laps down.
Wow.
That's insane. Yeah, 6th on Beck was 100 laps down or worse.
Well,
I'm showing a 14th place finish for Brandon Browning, and
yeah, I think he got disqualified there.
Well, that's not going to bode well for him moving forward for his playoff chances. But that being said, folks, as you see here, replay Timothy Latham burning it down. Excellent job, Corey. I'm going to have a lot of fun working with you in the booth. This has been a Sim Racing Media production, and we're going to call it a night. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll see you next time.